Hello everybody, this is the Last Grader, and we are back with another video. And today Disney really stuck their foot in their mouth. No, I'll put it like this. Disney first stepped on horse shit and then stuck their foot in their mouth with the same foot. What has happened today is it's been announced that Lego and I believe now Kenan from Starfish TV has also confirmed that the modeling companies are all being told by Disney. Apparently all the marketing and merchandise people that are producing Star Wars toys and memorabilia are being told now they're being requested by Disney to not call Boba Fett's ship from Star Wars the Slave-1, which is the name of the ship. Which, mind you, Boba Fett is not a very heroic dude. Boba Fett is kind of a dick at times. He's basically a bad guy who sometimes does some good things. He's pretty much he's the epitome of anti-hero, pretty much. He does a lot of bad things, but sometimes he'll do some good things, like how he helps out Din Djarin in The Mandalorian. That is not par for the course for Boba Fett. Boba Fett is not the guy that goes out there and helps out people. The very end of the show where he just shoots Jabba the Hutt's right-hand man and then takes over because he's pretty much, we're going to do the Book of Boba, probably him starting his own criminal syndicate. That would be awesome. By the way, I want to see Boba Fett because in the series, if you know Legends canon, Boba Fett becomes like King of Mandalore. Eventually, he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. He fights his way through his enemies, and he basically fights his way to the top, and he becomes the King of Mandalore because he finds what's an artifact known as the Mask of Mandalore, which automatically makes you the king. So that's going to be interesting. I wonder if they're not going to have him and Din Djarin or him and Bo-Katan come to blows, because I figure she'll eventually get the Darksaber back. And then you'll have Boba Fett, who's pretty much got the Mask of Mandalore, pretty much doing his thing. And they'll be trying, there'll be some conflict. It should look good. But Disney decided they wanted them all to do this. And this is hilarious, because apparently Disney wants to stop using terms like slave. Some retard critical race theory moron probably said this at Lucasfilm. So they go, we're not going to use the term slave anymore. Well, okay, what are you going to call the ship then? And Lego showed this, and as I said, Kenan has confirmed this also with the modeling companies. They make the little plastic models that you can put together for display purposes. And basically said, they're going to call it Boba Fett's Starship. That's what they want it done. And a lot of people are making videos about how stupid this is. Yes, any model kit, any toy that has on the packaging Slave-1 or has a certificate of authenticity saying this is the ship is called Slave-1 is going to drastically increase in price, especially the ones that have Disney's logo on it. Because now they have artificially created a rare item that is almost impossible, that will be almost impossible to find. Yes, I am going to be buying Boba Fett's ship for my Scum and Villainy faction in the Star Wars X-Wing miniatures game. I have to have that. My kid is going to hate me for it. Because that thing's going to be, compared to some of the crap she's got, it's going to be OP as all get out. The fire spray is pretty mean. And that's the thing I want to get to. There is a technical way of doing this without pissing off the adult OG fans who have control over the young child fans, which are their kids, and get them to come to Star Wars, the Star Wars theme park in Disneyland and all this stuff. You're not going to get them to come in here because you're insulting the fan base, pretty much. You're basically telling them, the OG stuff, and I mean, this is minuscule, okay? It's a word. It's just a word. Nobody really cares. The only people who care about it are the ones that want to give power to this word. And those people are relatively stupid in the first place, which is why the N-word is still impossible for people to say. It's because of retards like this who want it to have power, so they keep feigning outrage to give the word power. They're their own worst enemy. But As I stated before, this ship is known as the Firespray 31. If you know the lore behind the Firespray 31, it was originally acquired by Jango Fett, and I'm waiting for this shit to hit the fan because Disney has now put Boba Fett's ship in the crosshairs of SJWs without... They wanted to do this as a very quiet virtue signal to the SJWs, and there's going to be a problem with this very quickly because... If you know anything about Boba Fett's ship, if you know anything about the Firespray 31, that is the Slave-1, you know it's a unique ship, and it's unique for a reason. If you ever play the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game, I strongly urge you, if you can get your hands on an old PlayStation 2, or you could possibly play it on PC, I encourage you to do so. It's a great game. In there, Jango Fett pretty much gets his hands on the Firespray 31 and renames it Slave-1. He ends up destroying all the other Firesprays that are in the launch bay before flying off with the ship and taking it for himself. He steals the ship, however, he acquires it, for a better term, from the Republic. Let me see if I remember this correctly so I can say this properly, because it segues really well into the joke. Fuck, I forgot the name of the group. Basically, he steals it from the Republic prison system in the Old Republic. The Republic correctional facilities. Correctional system. Yes, the prison system used by the Republic government to take criminals and put them into prison systems. He basically steals one of their prison patrol heavy fighters and names it himself. That's why if you ever see the original Firespray concept and then you see the modifications, Boba Fett does very little to the ship other than add a bunch of really good firepower, some good electronics to it to make it just perfect for bounty hunting. It's already a hunter. That's the design of this ship. It's not a cargo vessel or anything else. It's specifically designed to hunt down criminals and bring them in. Boba Fett just made it better at hunting down criminals and bringing them in. And it's very simple, because I kind of chalk this up to the fact that the people in Lucasfilm are not fans of Star Wars. Because you make a mistake like this, if you were going to sit there and say, well, we don't want to call it Slave-1, someone in the room who is a fan said, oh, just call it by its technical readout. Its technical name. Like, what? The technical name? Yeah, it's called the Firespray 31. Just change it. Instead of calling it Slave-1, we'll say it's the Firespray 31. And be done with it. Instead, they're like, oh, let's make it Boba Fett's ship. Boba Fett's ship. This is coming from the same group of people that brought us wonderful ship names. That wonderful, great ship name with that knockoff rock alien who basically was a knockoff of the Shard. Poorly done knockoff of the Shard, mind you. And what was that name of that ship? Oh yeah, they called it the Vessel. It's also kind of caused problems with this nonsense, because you understand by watching this that there are no fans really in control of a lot of the marketing of Star Wars. I told my wife the biggest thing that irritates me the most, and you understand that Star Wars is specifically denying half their audience based on their genitalia, is because when The Mandalorian came out, the very first thing that should have been 3D printed off was Mandalorian kid-size armor. That kids could have an entire array of stickers, and they could customize the armor however they want it. They could be their own version of the Mandalorian. That would have sold. People say, oh, well, little boys don't like dress up. No. Little boys like gear. They don't like dress up, but they like dressing in gear. They like equipping themselves in gear. You should have had wrist blasters that fired a little rope dart or something, or launched a small net so you could capture action figures. You should have had one side shoot like a squirt gun, a little Nerf dart or whatnot. There should have been all this stuff. Instead, we got one Mandalorian helmet and nothing else. These kids should have had some sort of vest and maybe a rocket pack on the back, so these young boys could go out there and play. But Disney's not interested in young boys. They're only interested in girls. And when they put this out, they're pandering to the female audience so badly, they're insulting a vast majority of them. So they're seeing their product go down the tubes. The Mandalorian comes out, which is just straight Star Wars. Which Star Wars, if you know anything about it, it's inclusive. Anyone can be part of Star Wars. Anyone who says, "Oh, well, I was never part of Star Wars," I was like, no, you were an asshole. That's why you were not allowed in Star Wars. That's why people run you off, because you were an asshole. Nobody likes assholes in their fandom. That's why you were run off, probably. And most of the people who complained about saying that, oh, there was gatekeeping in Star Wars, they all have pronouns in their bios. So that tell you're an asshole if you put pronouns in your bios, in my opinion, because you are telling people that their freedom of speech, you don't care about their freedoms. You want their freedoms to come second to your feelings, and that's not how this works. I guarantee you would not say the same thing about a clan member's feelings, being pissed off that civil rights of a black man don't come second to a clan member's feelings. Okay, I'm pretty sure you'd have a problem with that. So you're a hypocrite. People who put pronouns in their bios are hypocrites by default, because they're not even going to stick by their own fucking rules. And they still don't stick by their own fucking rules. Try telling them your pronouns are attack helicopter. They'll tell you that's stupid and it doesn't exist. When 20 minutes ago they'd say, oh yeah, pronouns are anyone's pronouns. It's what you want to be called. Well, if it's what I want to be called, you should respect it. But they don't respect those pronouns anyway. Anyway, continuing on here. The problem here with Disney is there are no fans running the system. The only fans that are there are Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and the people that they have probably handpicked to run The Mandalorian and do their stuff. Those are the fans that are in the system. What you have right now that are saying, oh, well, we want to call this Boba Fett Starship. I guarantee you, with Dave Filoni having more control, they're probably going to refer to they're going to refer to Boba Fett's ship as Slave-1 at some point in time. I want to hear an Imperial officer scream into the mic, we have a ship coming. It's Slave-1! Boba Fett's here! And watch them panic, because that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be a menacing, terrifying vessel that when it pops up, you realize, what is it? There was a series called Republic Bounty Hunter, and Boba Fett shows up at some point. No, Jango Fett shows up, and one guy goes, so and so, he's flying along and there's a bounty hunter on his tail. And the other guy who's got the bounty hunter's tail goes, what? Like, he freaks the fuck out, because the bounty hunters in Star Wars they don't give shit and they don't take shit. They are coming, you are a paycheck, and they're coming to get your ass. And that's what Slave-1's supposed to be, a menacing force of terror. Everything about it is supposed to be menacing and terrifying. The problem is, Disney wants to play Pretty Princess with a war game, pretty much. Anyway, folks, I'm the Last Raider. Be sure to tell me what you think in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Help me out here, because Disney is going after my videos constantly because of some of the stuff that I've said. And as always, stay safe, stay frosty. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye now.